When you think of a park, you probably picture trees, maybe a quiet trail, some green space, but what you don't see is this whole hidden world of technology working around the clock. So today, we're going to pull back that curtain on the amazing unseen tech that's running the parks we all love. And believe me, these are way more than just patches of grass. Parks are actually a massive economic engine. In the US alone, they contribute over $200 billion to our economy every single year. I mean, that is just a staggering number. And it's not just about the money, right? It's about people. This industry supports 1.1 million jobs all across the country. We're talking park rangers, landscape architects, maintenance crews. It's a huge, huge part of our workforce. So, with that much on the line, you have to ask, what does it actually take to manage these incredibly complex public spaces? How do you keep them safe, sustainable, and open for every single person to enjoy? Well, it turns out there is a lot more going on than you'd think. Running a modern park system, as you'll see, comes with a really unique and complicated set of challenges. I mean, just look at this list. Park agencies are constantly juggling tight budgets and, honestly, not enough staff. A lot of the time, their data is stuck in these separate little silos, like the maintenance department has one set of info and the planning department has another, and they don't talk to each other. All while they've got to keep the public safe and meet all these complex environmental rules. It is a really tough balancing act. But what if there was a way to connect all those dots, to see the entire picture all at once? Well, this is where the hero of our story comes in, Geographic Information Systems, or as you'll hear it called, GIS. So what the heck is GIS? Put simply, it's a system that takes data and attaches it to a specific location on a map. So information like, say, the age of a tree, or when a swing set was last inspected, or where a water leak is, it all gets placed right on the map. And that's the key. It's not just a map. It's a map with layers and layers of intelligence built right in. And here's how that intelligence gets built. It's like climbing a ladder. You start at the bottom with raw data, just simple points on a map. Then you add context to it, turning that data into information. Like, okay, this point is a playground. Next, by analyzing patterns like seeing which playgrounds get used the most, you build knowledge. And finally, all that knowledge leads to wisdom, the power to make really smart, informed decisions like where you should invest in new equipment. It's a journey from just data to real-world action. Okay, so that's the theory, but let's get into how this stuff works in the real world. How is this technology actually mapping out a better, safer park experience for all of us? Let's start with the big one, safety. Because let's be honest, enjoying a park really starts with feeling secure when you're there. And GIS is a complete game changer here. Think about it. Agencies can put digital emergency markers on trails, so if a hiker gets into trouble, rescuers know their exact location, instantly. Or you can have interactive maps for things like disc golf that show you the terrain and the slope of the course. And even simple stuff like a Parks Near Me feature that helps you find the closest restroom, fast. It's all about getting you critical information right when and where you need it. Now, beyond our personal safety, GIS is absolutely crucial for managing the health of the park's environment itself. It's not just about us, right? And the applications here are just so cool and diverse. I mean, all the way over in Bavaria, Germany, foresters are using GIS to manage thousands of tiny fragmented bits of forest. But back here in Connecticut, they're mapping out pollinator pathways to make sure bees and butterflies have connected routes to thrive. And down in Tucson, Arizona, they're using it to design parks that actually double as green infrastructure to soak up stormwater and prevent floods. It's amazing stuff. But here's the thing. GIS doesn't do this alone. It's really the central hub, the brain for an entire ecosystem of modern tech that is totally transforming how parks are managed. This is a fundamental shift in thinking. We're moving away from the old world of paper maps, manual checklists, and, frankly, a lot of guesswork. The new way is all about live, digital maps powered by real-time data from the field. This allows for what's called predictive maintenance, which means you can fix a problem before it actually breaks. And you might be thinking, okay, but collecting that super accurate data must require all this expensive, complicated gear? Well, not anymore. With what they call the bring your own device approach, a park employee can just attach a small, high-accuracy GPS receiver to their smartphone, open an app, and start mapping things with centimeter-level precision. The barrier to entry here has just completely vanished. As Bryce Bullock from Samsara puts it, The job of a modern parks agency is just incredibly complex. They're managing vehicles, equipment, people, all spread out over a huge area. And to handle that kind of dynamic operation, another key piece of tech comes into play: the Internet of Things, or IoT. Basically, putting sensors on physical objects to get real-time data. Here's a perfect example. Syracuse, New York. They put IoT sensors on their snowplows. Now that real-time data showing which roads have been plowed gets fed directly into a public-facing GIS map. So residents can just pull out their phone and see exactly when their street was cleared. It's just a brilliant way of combining that real-time data with a map everyone can access. Okay, so why does all this tech really matter? Better data, smarter tools, more efficient operations. What does that all add up to? Well, it leads to smarter parks. And smarter parks, it turns out, build much stronger, healthier communities. And we're not just talking feelings here. This impact is totally measurable. Get this, for a mid-sized city, just a 10% increase in green space is linked to a $3.8 million savings in healthcare costs. People who live near parks are 47% more likely to exercise, and just having access to that green space is tied to a 20% drop in mental health risks. These are not small changes. Well-managed parks directly and positively impact our lives in a big way. So, in the end, this technology isn't really just about making parks more efficient. It's about making our communities healthier, safer, and more connected to each other and to nature. Our parks are becoming these intelligent, responsive systems, which leaves us with a really big question. As our parks get smarter, just how much smarter and better can our communities become?